Good day, good day, everyone. In this case, we are going to consider a revision, which is part of our whole numbers. We have done the whole numbers and completed each and every section according to your syllabus. All right, you must actually understand everything about the whole numbers. Okay, so we are given questions that we can consider as part of our revision. All right, so this is a typical exam. We are going to consider the questions which are under what? Under whole numbers. If you consider here, these are some of the questions, so you can try so that by the time I will explain, you'll be having the answers already. All right, then question two, which is also part of the whole numbers again. All right, so remember, as part of whole numbers, you also have the financial context, which is the part of financial mathematics, working with value added tax, which is the VAT, working with interest, working with profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest. So you must also cover everything for whole numbers. All right. So make sure that you also check the ATP, the annual teaching plan. All right. I have already done a video for that one so that you know exactly what you are supposed to do in your syllabus. All right. So question number one, we are given to circle the letter of the correct answer in the answer book provided. All right, 1.1. So 1.1, it can be also under integers. All right, so also under integers, you can find questions like this, also under whole numbers, because we also have the condition of what application of the BODMAS. So it can be found in both. All right. So considering the BODMAS, because here we've got addition, multiplication, subtraction. So remember, when such happens, we can use what? We can use the BODMAS, which gives us the order on how to simplify or to evaluate. Some, they use BOMDAS. It is one and the same. All right, so you're going to obtain same answers. All right, anyways, let us see what we have. This is what we are given on 1.1. 10 plus 3, then times 5 minus 20. Okay, also you can use your calculator to verify your answers at the end. This is section A, guys, where you can just write indicate the answer to say the answer is 45 or 15. Okay, so anyways, using the proper way, BODMAS, do we have brackets? We do not have. So we move on to division. We do not have a division. Multiplication, it is there. We have got a multiplication and it is happening here. So we are going to multiply these two. Multiplication. All right. So what are we going to have at the end? This is going to be 10 plus, all right, 3 times 5. If you multiply 3 and 5, that is going to give us 15. You multiply these two, all right? So this is going to give us 15 minus what? Minus 20. Then we move on. What are we having? Addition, subtraction. Which one are we going to start with? Addition. So we move on to the addition. We add these two together. All right. The 10 and what? And the 15 is going to give us 25 if we add 10 plus 15. That's what? 25. You can even use your calculator, guys. All right. So this is 25 minus what? Minus 20. Then we can consider the subtraction at the end. 25 minus 20 is what? Is 5. If you remove 20 from 25. You're going to remain with what? With 5. So the best answer there is what? Is D. All right. So if I was to use the calculator, this is 10 as it is plus a 3 times a 5 minus a 20 as it is. This is going to give us what? A 5. As it is, you display it on your calculator as it is. All right. Let us move on to 1.2. So we are given a ratio, all right? So remember also as part of whole numbers, there is part of ratios, ratio and what? A rate. So in this case, we are given a ratio on 1.2. So write the given ratio 750 as to what? As to 350 in simplest form. So remember that ratio is a fraction. A as to B can be written as A over B. So if you understand that, you can simply have this one as a fraction. 750 over what? Over 350. What are you going to have? All right, 7. This is what we have, 750 over what? 350. That is going to give us 15 over 7 in a simplest form. This is equal to 15 over 7. Remember, we said this presentation can be written as a fraction. So it is the same thing. A fraction can be written in the simplest form in this format, 15 as to what? As to 7. So this is what you're going to have, 15 as to 7, which is what? Which is on C. Or you can easily reduce the given numbers as they are, all right? You can target, that's as there's a 0 here, there's a 0 here, so you can cancel these two. All right, let's reduce. We can use a 5, divide by 5, as we have got a 5 here. So 75 divide by what? By 5. You can even use your calculator or just divide direct. This is equal to what? To 15. Then 35 divided by 5 is going to give us what? A 7. So that is 35 divided by 5, which is what? Which is 7. So as we can see, you are going to obtain the same answers at the end, whether you work it that way as a fraction or you simply reduce it here. All right, so that is what you must expect on your final revisions. All right, typical questions of that nature. 1.3, we are given that Martha was paid 360 Rand for working 24 hours. We are given something, the money that was paid compared to hours, two quantities. This is a rate that we are working with. Money, then there is hours, two different. So we consider what? A rate per unit. What was her hourly rate? That is exactly what you asked there. Hourly rate. So remember that rate is equal to quantity A over quantity B. So to have an hourly rate, we need to know what Martha is going to obtain or to get per hour, per hour, per each and every hour. If in 24 hours she's obtaining 360 or she's paid 360, what about per single hour? So that is our hourly rate. So hourly rate is going to be what? For us to have per hour, it must be what she is paid over the number of hours. So she is paid 360 Rand for what? Working 24 hours. For working 24 hours. So we have got the money versus the hours. So to get per hour, You must have 1 hour here. We must have 1. So what are we going to do? We must divide 24 into 24, that is 1, into 360. 360 divided by what? 24. This is going to give us what? 15. So it means as an hourly rate, she is going to be paid 15 rand. All right, she's going to be what? Paid 15 rand per what? Per hour, 1 hour per single hour. So that is 15 rand per hour. So the best answer there is what? Is A. 15 rand per hour was going to be what? To be given. That is how you consider what? A rate. A rate you can consider in that manner. Or remember that rate also can be calculated as an ratio to say, all right, 24 hours in our case. 24 hours. She's being paid 360 rand. What about an hour? You can answer that way. What about what? An hour. So this is going to be less compared to 24 hours. So if it is less, therefore it's 1, the lesser value, over the bigger value. So that's 1 over 24 times what? 360. So that is it. Still, you're going to have the same answer. 1 over 24 times 360. This is what? 15. So this is going to be 15 rand per what? Per hour. We are talking about 1 hour is equivalent to what? In terms of what she is paid. So as we can see, there are so many ways of answering these questions. All right. 1.4. The car travels a distance of 80 kilometers in 30 minutes. Calculate its average speed. All right. So again, we are dealing with a rate. Remember, rate. Speed. It's a special name that we are having, but that is a rate that we are talking about. Remember, speed measured in what? Kilometers per hour per. That is what? A rate. So if you do not understand that, it's not a problem. How do I calculate the average speed? I can simply use the DST. If I do not understand this idea of the rate, I can simply use the DST diagram. What am I given? The distance, 80 kilometers. The time, 30 minutes. We know that if we are dealing with kilometers, the time is supposed to be in hours. So you must convert 30 minutes to hours. An hour is equivalent to what? 60 minutes. So what about 30 minutes? It'll be equivalent to how many hours? So that's less 30 over what? 30 over 60 times 1, which is going to be a half, 1 over 2 or 0, 0.5 hours. So the time that we are given, it's a half or what? 0, 0.5 hours. We must use the time in hours. So 30 minutes, 30 over what? 30 over 60. You are being asked to calculate the speed. So speed is equal to what? Distance over time. What you're asked, you cover it. Speed. You are remaining with distance over time. All right, so that is just the concept. Let us have our speed, distance over time. Our distance in kilometers, it is 80 over the time, 0, 0.5. So these are kilometers, these are hours. That is why we're going to obtain what? Kilometers per hour, different units. All right, so 80 divided by what? 0, 0.5 is going to give us 160. That's kilometers per what? Kilometers per hour as our speed. Just like that. Revise. So 160, that is what? That is C. Let us consider the other section, which is question 2. 2.1, you are given, write 124 as a product of its prime factors. 100 and what? 24 as a product of its prime factors. So remember, we can simply use the ladder diagram that is considering prime factors. We must use prime numbers exactly divisible by 1 and itself. So which prime numbers do we have from the smallest 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and so on and so on? So as a product of its prime factors, you start with the smaller one, you see, 2, is it a factor of 124? From the prime numbers that you have. Yes, 2 is a factor, so you can use that. All right, so that is 2. 124 divided by 2 is going to give us 62. Okay, or you can just use your calculator. 124 divided by 2, which is what? 62. Then we do the same. On this 62, which one of these prime numbers is a factor? 2 is a factor, and the smallest must start with the smallest always. Start with the smallest number. So the smallest number is 2. And 2 is a factor of this. So divide by what? By 2. 62 divided by 2 is going to give us 31. All right. You can use our calculator. 62 divided by 2 is what? 31. And 31 as it is a prime number. This one, 31. It is a prime number. So we cannot try any other prime number because remember, a prime number is just 1 and itself. So there's no other number, there's no other factor for that. If 31 is a prime number, it does not have any other factor besides that 31. And what? So it's going to be divided by 31. 31 divided by 31 is what? Is 1. So this is it. 124 can be written as a product of its prime factors as what? 2 times 2 times 31, just like that. So this is what you have. All right, you can write it in exponent form, or you can have it in exponent form. 124 is 2 times 2. This one simply means what? 2 squared times what? 31. This is it. So to verify your answers, use the calculator now. All right, to verify, use the calculator. How do I use the calculator to verify this? All right, so this is it on your calculator. We're gonna need this. You write the number that you're given, 124 is equal to what? Then shift, you press this fact, these dots here, you press it. So it's gonna be 2 to the exponent of 2 times what? Times 31. That is shift fact. Shift fact. You press that. Shift. You press that. This one. Shift. You press these dots here. This one. The moment you do that, it gives you the answer in what? Exponential form. All right. So you can verify at the end of the day using your calculator. All right. Let us move on to another one. 2.2. Find the LCM. So remember the LCM, lowest common multiple of 12 and what? 18. So guys, we talked about this before. You must express the given numbers as product of their prime factors. So again, you can do the same, use your calculator, or let's just try first to have it as a product of its prime factors. So guys, for 12, it's easier, this one. The first is 2, all right, as a prime number. 12 divided by 2, that is what? A 6. We move on, is 2 a factor? Yes, 2 is a factor. 6 divided by 2 is what? Is 3. Then 3 divided by 3 is going to give us 1. On 18, we do the same. Is 2 a factor of 18? Yes, it is. 18 divided by 2, that's what? A 9. Is 2 a factor of 9? No. So you move on to 3. Is 3 a factor of 9? Yes. So you can use that. 9 divided by 3, that's a 3. Then 3 is a prime number, so you're just going to use 3 there. 3 divided by 3 is what? It's 1. So this is it. 12 as a number here that we are given can be written as what? It can be written as 2 times 2, which is 2 squared, times 3. Okay? The 18 that we are given on the other side can be also written as a product of its prime factors as what? That is 2. Then here is 3 times 3. So that is what? 3 squared. So this is what we have. So verifying with our calculators here, this is what you're going to have. 12, then shift fact. As you can see, it is giving us this part. 18 is equal to, then shift, you press the fact, it's 2 times what? 3 squared. Is exactly what you have there. So how do I determine the LCM? Remember, I told you guys that the LCM, when we have a condition that the numbers that you are given are common, you take the one with the highest power. These two is common. When it is common like this, you are going to take the one with the highest power. You consider the highest power exponent. So in this case, it is going to be what? 2 to the exponent of 2 times 3 is also common, as we can see from our numbers. 3 here is common. So you also consider the one with the highest power, and that is what? That is 3 squared. So that is 3 to the exponent of what? Of 2. So that was going to give us the LCM. 2 to the exponent of 2, that is 4. 3 to the exponent of 2, that is 9. So this is going to give us 36. Or use your calculator. 2 squared times what? Times 3 squared is 36. So that is your LCM. As part of your whole numbers, you must revise HCF and LCM. It's part of your syllabus. All right, let's move on to 2.3. Determine the percentage decrease. Another part of your whole numbers, percentages, where you can calculate percentage decrease, percentage increase, that application of the value added tax. So here they are saying, determine the percentage decrease if a chocolate that costs 10 rand is marked down to what? To 7 rand. All right. So a percentage decrease, we can easily take it that this way to say that originally, whatever price that you are given, original, as the original price, or as the original given price there, the marked one, that before you have a decrease or an increase, it will be considered to be at 100%. So let's say we have got you have got a business. You are the one who is having a business. The moment you start to sell your goods or items, the price that you put in the first place is at 100%. Always you consider it at 100% as a whole. That was the one that you thought about, then you applied it. But as time goes on, you can choose to increase the price or to decrease the price. So every effect of an increase or a decrease is affected from 100% your original price or your original one that you started with. So if it is an increase, you add. A decrease, you subtract. Whatever that you're given. So it affects the percentage as well. So in our case, they are saying that determine the percentage decrease. All right? The percentage what? Decrease. This is the one that we are talking about. If a chocolate that costs 10 rand, it costs at 100% before any increase or decrease, it was at 100% original. It costs what? 10 rand. Is marked down to 7 rand. So what is happening that there is a decrease from 10 to 7. From 10 to 7, there's a decrease. So what you can choose to do is to work with the 7 as it is. Then you know the percentage of 7. Then you subtract. Or you can work with the decrease to say, what is that decrease? So the decrease is simply original price, what you started with, minus 7. It dropped down to what? To 7. So we want to know it decreased by what? So 10 minus 7, that is 3. So there was a decrease of what? Of 3 rand. From what we have, it was 10 rand, then we subtracted 3. Then we left with a 7. So there was a decrease of what? Of 3 rand. So the 3 rand here is a decrease. This one, represents a decrease. So what is its percentage? All right, I'm going to work out another one. Do not worry. I'm going to show you another way. So many ways. So you ask yourself now, what is that percentage? Because the question is, what is the percentage of what? The decrease. And our decrease is what? Is 3. 3 rand. So that is what? Less, as we compare 10 and 3. So 3 is going to be less. So meaning to say 3 over what? 3 over 10 times 100%. That's going to be our decrease. 3 over what? Over 10. All right. 3 over 10. Then move aside, then multiply to 100%. So this is going to be what? 30%. Just like that. So this is our decrease, as 3 rand here represents a decrease. So the percentage that corresponds is what? Is for that decrease. It is the percentage for the decrease. All right, like I said, guys, there are so many ways of answering. Let's try another way. If we check here, we can put it this way. The cost price originally is what? 10 rand. And there is a decrease of what? It decreased to 7. So what you can do is that you can just ask yourself to say, at 100%, I was having what? 10 rand. What about the 7 rand? Because it's now, it is now marked down to, this is what we started with as our original. This is our second price. All right. So what is that equivalent? It's going to be less again. So 7 over what? 7 over 10 times 100. So this is going to be 70%. 7 over 100. 7 over 10 times 100. So this is 70%. So we are saying originally we were at 100%. Now we are at from 2. Remember they said it decreased. It was marked down to. From what? From 10 rand. So it is the same as of the percentage from 100% to 70%. What is the change that happened from to this? So that is your decrease. The difference comes our decrease. So the decrease in percentage is going to be what? The difference from 100% to what? To 70. So 100 minus 70, that is what? 30%. You could have also answered that way, still obtaining the same answer. Another way we could have just taken straight to say a decrease in percentage. Another way that we could have answered this way is to say that a decrease in percentage is equal to a decrease in value. A decrease in value over what? Over the original value times 100%. A decrease. So here, what is our decrease? Our original value is what? 10 rand. What is the decrease? It was marked down to, this is not our decrease, no. It is the final price to say now we are selling the chocolate at what? At 7 rand. So what is the decrease? The decrease is the one that we need. So the decrease is the difference from 10 rand to what? To 7. We subtract, which is what? Which is 3 rand. So you take that decrease. This is the one that we need. 3 over what? The original price. It was originally at what? Which is the cost price. That is our cost price, the original. Let's just say cost so that you do not mistaken. 10 rand. So that is over 10 times 100%. Still, you're going to obtain the same answer, 30%. So many ways, all right? So guys, just figure out other ways. The comment section is there. Also, the community section is there. You can take a picture, show me how you calculated your answer, then send it on the community section so that we can understand each other. All right, let us move on to 2.4. 2.4, we are given another question which is also part of your whole numbers. Remember, we also have this financial context. 2.4, we are given that Ashley, Sipho, and Zo, this is Zo or Zoo, I don't know, guys, the way that you pronounce it. All right, you take it the way that you understand. So these are 3 brothers aged 5, 4, and 2 respectively, their ages. Together, the brothers get 880 rand pocket money each month. Together, combined, if you add what Ashley got, what Sipho got, what Zoo got, you add, you're going to get 880 total. If the total pocket money is split, is shared in the same ratio as their ages, how much will Sipho get? So they are sharing, here it's a ratio here. They are sharing 880 rand, which is the total to be shared. All right? 880 rand. The total to be what? To be shared. This is what they have. In the ratio of their age, it was shared, it was split in the same ratio as their ages. So that's Ashley, as to what? As to Sipho, as to Zo. In the ratio of their ages, 5, as to 4, as to 2, respectively. So this is 5, as to 4, all right? Then as to what? As to 2, as it is given. So Ashley, 5, Sipho, 4, Zoo, 2, according to their ratios. So the question here is, how much will Sipho get? They are not asking about everyone. Don't calculate the share of each. Remember, we talked about ratios when we were splitting. Share this in the ratio of, then you calculate each. No, here answer the question. It's for Sipho only. So according to the ratio, Sipho is what? 4. According to the ratio, you work for Sipho only. But remember, They are to share what? A total amount of money. So they must have a total of the ratio. Here, the guys that are sharing this man, what is the total according to their ratio? 5 plus 4 plus what? Plus 2. So that's 9 plus 2, which is what? 11. So according to the ratio, we have got a total of 11. So therefore, Sipho in this case, she is going to obtain what? So therefore, Sipho's share is going to be, she has got how many parts, Sipho? She has got 4 parts. 4 parts out of 11 parts. Out of 11 parts. These are 4 parts that she have. Out of 11 times what they are sharing to be shared. They are sharing what? 880 rand. So this is it. This is going to give us what? Sipho's share. So 4 over 11 on our calculator times what? Times 880. This was going to give us what? 320. So that's 320 rand. Just like that. So that is what Sipho is going to get from the share, from what they are sharing. If the question was, what was the share of each? If there is each, you calculate for Ashley, Sipho, and Zoo. So Ashley, 5 out of what? 11 times the total. Zoo, 2 out of what? 11 times what? The total, what they are sharing. But as for Sipho, this is it. All right, so let us consider the last part of this question. So also you can actually, if you want maybe just a PDF of these questions, I can compile them, then put them on the what? On the description of the video. It will be just a single page. I think you can also download it so that you properly see the questions that you are working with. All right, 2.5. We are given that a packet of apples cost 22 rand, excluding what? Excluding VAT. VAT is not there. So whenever VAT is excluded, it means the cost price that we are given is at 100%. That's excluding VAT. So VAT, guys, is for the government, all right? They add value added tax. Added. It's added tax, this one. So when we exclude it, it means it's not there. So we are, it's the business, it's a shop. A shop originally, they are saying, this is the price of a packet of apples. We want to sell them at 22 rand. But the government will say, we need our percentage there. So that is going to increase the price. Is going to increase the price now. What will the price of the apples be once 15% VAT is added to the price? 15% is added. So there are so many ways. You can ask yourself, in terms of a percentage VAT, it's what? Added. So we add originally at 100%. 100 plus what? 15. This is 115%. So we are now selling our apples at 115% because of the VAT. All right? We are now selling them at what? 115%, which is more of what we had before. 100% compared to 115. 115 is more. So this is going to be more. So that's bigger value over what? Smaller value times what is affected, 22 rand. So this is it. 115 over what? Over 100 times 22 rand. So it was going to give us 25,3. 25, comma what? 25, comma 3. So this is how the VAT works. This is how the VAT works. So we have got 25,3. Remember, this is money, so we're going to put another 02 decimal places. So meaning to say, including VAT, this is our cost price now. This will be our cost price, including what? Including value added tax, including VAT. Okay? Another way that you could have answered the same question here is you can simply take it this way. That's another way of answering the same question. The VAT is what? 15%, but originally it's excluding VAT, you'll be at 100%. So what is the VAT, the percentage that we are given? It's 15%. But what is the value representing that VAT, the value added tax? It is 15% of what? So 15 of 100 to get rid of what? Percentage of what? The original price that we are given, 22 rand. We want to calculate the VAT. What is exact VAT that is going to the what? Going to the government. So this is 15 over what? Over 100 times 22. This is going to give us 3,3. So we are saying that 3,3, which is 3,30 rand, is to be added. It's a value added tax. Is to be added to what we are having originally. The packet of apples was supposed to be 22 rand. So including the VAT now, because this is the VAT value. This is the value of what? Of that VAT, 15%. So including VAT, what will be our cost price now? So therefore, all right, sorry for that. So therefore, the cost price, including what? Including value added tax, is going to be equal to what we had originally without the tax. All right, which is 22 rand plus the VAT now, including it. You must add it. It's added always. 3 point what? 3.30. So that was it. You're going to obtain 25 point what? 25.30. So this is it as your final answer, including what? Including the VAT. So this is what you're going to have. Just revise. March is around the corner. You have got a test that is waiting for you. You also have an assignment before that March. There's an assignment. So guys, revise, all right, so that you get all the possible marks. All right, revise for the assignment. Revise also for your test 1, which is the March test. All right. So for you not to miss any of the questions that you're going to have, make sure that you also join the membership. All right. So join membership so that you get access to other videos which are meant for members only, or to be the first one to watch the videos. All right. So that is it till we meet again.